Okay, perfect. All right, so let me show you guys. You know, I did not post a picture of this project ahead of time because it was a nightmare to try to photograph. So I'm hoping that you guys are going to be able to see it, and it's going to be so cool. Okay, so this is what we're creating today. Okay, now I don't know how well you can see that. I hope it's good. But as you can see, I did this on a 6x6 mirror. Okay, I'm trying to get a good angle for you guys to see it because it's really, really pretty. And then, of course, I used Ann's flourish stamp in the corners, and then the sunflower stamp that's in the center there, that is from Darkroom Door, which I'm also going to be doing a live with them in a few weeks. But I like that sunflower for this project. So this is what we are making, and I am ready to roll. Okay, so you're going to start with a basic piece of mirror, okay? Now, you can do the same thing on glass. So I just wanted to do the mirror because I thought, you know, I liked it. I thought it would be really pretty. But also, you can do it on glass. It's the same technique. There's nothing different to do. So so that'll let you guys know if you have like an empty or an old picture frame that you're not using anymore. Take the glass out, and then you can stamp on that, and then of course you can decorate it or whatever how you want. So to get started, what we're going to do, and then as Ann told you, I used her watercolors in here to color the images. Okay, so what you're going to do to start with is your 6x6 mirror here, okay? And then we're using 2 different stamp pads. Now, these are both pigment pads because I am going to emboss, okay? So we're going to be doing that. And then also, of course, Ann's stamp for the corners there, and then her watercolors. And that is, oh, and one other thing I forgot. I just added a little bit of gems around the mirror. Okay, so that's all that you need to create this project. So we are going to get started. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is you want to clean your mirror, okay, with the glass cleaner. Make sure that you don't get a lot of fingerprints and stuff on it. So do that first. And then once you have it nice and clean, then what you're going to do is this is a dryer sheet, okay? If you have one of the static bags that they make for stamping, you can use those. If you don't, a dryer sheet works perfectly. Okay, so all you're going to do is you're going to take your dryer sheet and you're just going to wipe it right on top here, covering your whole mirror, okay? Just like that. And that will help with the embossing powder. It'll help it to not go all over the place. You're still going to have some issues with that because you are working with glass or mirror, but no worries, you can brush it out a lot of the time, okay? But with that being said, one of the things that I like to do when I am stamping on glass or a mirror is I want to use my color pigment pads, okay? I want to use the ones that are color and then use the clear embossing powder to seal the stamped image on the mirror, okay? The reason being is because you do get, splatters of the embossing powder that you can't always get off. And so if you're doing it in clear, you can't see it. If you're going to do it like in a black or something like that, chances are, you're going to end up seeing specks on your project. So we don't want that. That is the reason why I'm using the clear embossing, okay, along with the pigment inks. So to get started, take my lids off. here. Right, there we go. Okay, so we're going to start first with the big sunflower stamp. So what we're going to do here now is we're going to take the black pigment ink and we're just going to ink this stamp up. Oh, nice. Okay, so we're going to ink that up. And the trick to stamping on glass or stamping on a mirror, the trick is to, when you go to stamp it, that you go down and straight up, okay? Because your surface is going to be slippery, so, you know, you have to do it down and up. If not, you know, it's going to smear. Now, with that being said, it's okay if you mess it up at this stage, because all you need to do is just wipe it off and then start again. Okay, so that's what I love about that. So if you make a boo-boo and it, you know, like I did when I first did it, because I was, you know, in a hurry, and I slid it, and when I did, I messed up the image. So you're going to take the stamp and you're going to go straight down. Okay, now this is a really big stamp, so you're going to give it some pressure. Okay, and then pull it straight up. Awesome. Yes, that is nice. Okay, and I don't know if you guys can see that. Probably not. Let me see. No, that doesn't work either. But the image is there. Okay, so we're going to start with that. And then we're going to take this stamp. Okay, and then I'm going to put it in here. There we go. And then we're going to stamp this in all four corners of the mirror. Okay, so I'm going to start over here. And again, you just want to lay it down and then bring it straight up. There we go. Okay, there. And then you're going to do that on all four corners. Now, if you're doing this for the first time, what I suggest that you do is stamp your main image first and emboss it. So then that way, when you're stamping your others, if you lean across it or whatever, you're not going to mess up that main image. Okay, so if you're doing it for the first time, stamp your main image first and then stamp the rest out. All right, so once we have done that, let me put this away here. And I'm going to grab my nifty paper. There we go. Put this off to the side. And then you're going to take the embossing powder and we're going to sprinkle this all over. Oh, and my fan is on. So we're going to have embossing powder everywhere. Yeah, that's all right. I'll clean it up when I get home. All right. Also, another suggestion, if you're stamping on glass or a mirror the first time, you might want to use, to start off with, smaller stamp images, okay? Because those are easier to handle. All right, so you're going to tip that over, okay? Get that excess off. And then as you, I don't know if you guys can see, but there is still powder all over. All right, I'm going to lay this over here for now. So what you're going to do at this point, oh boy, I do have embossing powder everywhere. All right, let me just do this really quick. Try to get it up out of the way for now. All right, I should have just taken my nifty little vacuum and vacuumed it up, but that's all right. Okay, so now what you're going to do at this point, okay, Once you have the embossing powder on, now what I like to do is I like to, try to blow off the excess and try to get off as much of it as you possibly can. There we go. And then you're going to take a paintbrush, and then you're just going to go around with your paintbrush and just get all of that excess off. Now, as I said, you're not going to be able to get all of it. That's just how it is, but not a big deal because it dries clear, or it heats clear, I should say. So you don't really see it all that much to begin with. So you don't really need to worry about it too much. But I do like to get as much off as I possibly can. Okay, so now try to get that excess off. All right, so that's good. Now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to take our heat tool and set it. Now this is going to take some time, okay? So be patient. It's going to take some time, and also be very careful because your mirror is going to get hot, okay? It's not going to get hot to where you're going to burn yourself, but you need to be very, very careful. So I'm just going to turn this on, and we're just going to start to just heat set this. Now, as I said, and I hope you guys can hear me over this, but it will take a lot longer to do on a mirror than it does on paper. So you just, like I said, you just got to be patient until you can get that glass or that embossing powder to melt. And there we go. It's already starting. Yeah. Okay. And as you can see, I'm like holding this like right on top of the image. And that way, it does go a little bit quicker. Because if you come up here, it's going to take longer to do. So I try to get right on top of it. And then, of course, depending on what stamp you're using to do this with, if you have a smaller stamp, like you'll see when I do this one, you don't have to, it doesn't take as long. But this is a big stamp. So because of that, it takes a little bit longer to heat. All right. So it's getting there. And I was going to do this ahead of time because, watching somebody emboss is like watching paint dry, right? It's boring. But I wanted to, show you how to stamp on the mirror so you don't smear it. Otherwise, I would have just done the step out and done this ahead of time so we didn't have to wait. But I wanted to make sure that you guys got all the info that you need to make this awesome project. And I wanted to tell you, too, this mirror that I bought from Michael's, and I only paid a couple dollars for it. And it is really nice. I'll show you here in a second. Okay, so now we're going to heat set this one. There we go. But this mirror has little felt backings on it. So it sits really nice on your table or whatever. And what you could do with this is, take a really pretty, if you're using like a smaller image, you could take a large candle and stick it in the center like that. Or if you're doing, smaller images. Okay, let me finish this last bit here. All right. Okay. But if you're doing not a smaller, if you're doing a larger, like this one is, then instead of putting a candle in the center, you could just take little votives and put them off on the sides there. And wouldn't that just be a really beautiful table decoration? Oh, it would be gorgeous. All right, so as I said, it's going to be a little bit warm, so you need to be careful. But on the back here, you can see it's got the little pads back here, so it sits nicely on your table. All right, so now we get to the fun stuff. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a water brush or a paintbrush. If you don't have a water brush, paintbrush works perfect with some water. Okay, and I'm going to get that started. And then I'm going to start here with my yellow. And I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to add that right on top of my stamped image. Just like this. Okay, and come back in. There. And this is all you have to do. You just come in and just paint your image on. And then once you have all of your color on your image and you have it the way you like it, then we're going to heat set it, and then that's going to make it stay in place. Okay, so if you're getting too much water, which does happen, you just want to come back on your paper towel here and get some of that excess water off. But we're just going to go in here and just finish that. And then, and one of the other things, the other reasons why I decided to emboss is because when you emboss, it raises the image up, you know, off of your project, and it will hold your watercolors in the lines of the stamp, okay? So that was another reason why I liked to use the watercolor on this. And then if you come back and you have, like, you know, it does spill out, no worries. Just take a Q-tip and go in and just wipe those right up. Now, what you do from here is basically, you know, up to you as far as how much color you want to put on. Okay, I liked it just really light to give like that stained glass look. So I'm not going to add any more color than that. All right, so then we're going to switch out here. And I know that sunflowers aren't blue, but in my world, they are. The centers are. No, I did that just because I like the blue so much. You know, it's my favorite color, obviously. And I just wanted it to be just a little bit more colorful. So you're going to do the same thing as you did with the leaves, or the, not leaves, but the stems of the sunflower. You're going to do the same thing as you did with the yellow and just do it in the blue, okay? So you're going to do it just like that, and then rinse that color off. And then last, we're going to take the green. And as you can see with these, they come in these really great tubs, or tins, I should say. And what's awesome about these is you use very, very little paint. So these are going to last you a really long time. Just saying. So if you haven't bought any of these from Ann, you really should do that. Okay, so then I'm going to come in with my green. And I'm just going to add that right on my stem here. And then also on these little areas that are poking out on the side of the stamp. All right, so there you go. And see how easy that was? No blending or anything is necessary. You just do it, you know, like that. And that's it. And then what you're going to do from here, now since I was working with it, now what I'm going to do before I heat set the paints is I'm going to go back in one more time with my little brush here and get that excess off. That sometimes will stick on there even after you've embossed it. There we go. Perfect. Okay. And then we're going to take the heat tool again, and we're just going to dry the watercolors. And as Ann said at the beginning, once you do that, then they're going to be permanent on here. So you just want to make sure that that's nice and dry. All the way on your image. There we go. Just like that. Okay, now, at this point, what you could do if you wanted was you could go back in and add another layer of watercolors. I like it just like this. And I found that the more watercolor I put on, I made it too gunky, and I didn't like that. Okay, so I just did it with the one time just to give it that real pretty stained glass look, and then that's it. So what you're going to do now is, well, you would have done it before, is you're going to stamp the flourish stamp in all four corners here. And then to finish this off, what I did was I took my little trusty gems here. As you know, we're all about the glittering glam. We like the fun stuff. Okay, so I just took this and this comes in one long strip here, so I'm going to cut that there. And then you're going to take these and set them right in, there we go, on the four sides. Okay, you're going to do 3 on each of the sides. And you're just going to take that and stick it on there. There we go. Just like that. And then, of course, to finish it, as I said, you're going to add the gems to all 4 sides of your mirror. And that's it, guys. You're done. This is a quick and easy project that, you know, do not be afraid to try, because as I said, if you smear it the first time or if you smear it 5 times, doesn't matter, wipe it off and start again. But you do want to remember, if you do that, to take your static bag or your dryer sheet and run it over again to make sure that, you know, you get the majority of the embossing powder off. But that's how easy it is to stamp on glass or a mirror. There we go. And to add some watercolor to make it a really pretty color. Okay, so, and again, I don't know if you guys can see this really well. I'm kind of bummed, but that's what it looks like. And that's it. And then you're done. Nothing more to do. Love that. All right, so let me switch cameras here real quick. And then Miss Ann is going to come back in. Okay. Let me switch my camera over here. There we go. Okay, perfect. Wasn't that cool? Absolutely love it, you guys. This is such a fun, super fun technique to do. You know, it's endless. The possibilities that you can do with this is just endless. So I hope that you guys give it a try. It really is a lot of fun. And, you know, you learn something new maybe. You just learned something new. What do you think?
I love it. I love it. Everybody loved it. It was so wonderful. Because we can't see, you can't see any questions, and I didn't want to search for them. I wrote questions down for you.
Oh, nice. All righty.
Okay. So Bonnie asked, is it a regular mirror or a tinted mirror that you used?
It's just a regular mirror.
Okay. I believe it's like one of the, because it has a beveled edge a little bit.
Yes.
So it's the kind that you buy it at Michael's, but you can use it for a centerpiece.
Yes.
For a candle, okay.
Yep.
Penny asked if you can use a stamping platform.
You know, that's a good question. Something like a Misty, you would not be able to use it with, because you're not going to be able to get that cover down flat on top of the glass. Now, if
you could get the cover down if it was a clear stamp and you didn't have the pad, but when you came up, it might smush.
It might smush, yes.
Yeah.
So, you know, you try it, is all I can say. Try it, because if it doesn't work, wipe it off and, you know, start again.
Right.
I don't know, you know, some of the other stamping platforms that they have that the tops are separate, you could try that, maybe.
Fiskars has one that you push down.
Yep, and it comes right back up.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I was thinking about.
And that's what you said you needed to go straight down, which makes sense because you don't want it to smudge.
Right, straight down and straight up.
Okay, Rebecca asked, would a stamp buddy work to get the excess? And I think she asked it at the point where you had.
Oh, you froze. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Ann froze. Ah. Okay, she has been having serious issues with her computer, guys. So I can see that she's frozen, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get her back. So any of you, if you have other questions, I will go through. Okay, she left the room, so maybe she's going to try to go out and come back in. But I will go over them and answer whatever questions that you might have if Ann doesn't get popped back in. Okay, so, and Rebecca, as far as that question goes, I did use a dryer sheet to wipe across the mirror ahead of time. And if you don't have, you know, or you can use one of the static bags and do that. So either one is fine. Okay. I think, all right, I don't think Ann's going to come back in. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this project. It is so much fun to do. I hope you give it a try. You're going to love stamping on glass. And, you know, like I said, if you're doing it for the first time, try smaller stamps, because, you know, you've got a little bit more control if you're using a smaller stamp compared to that big one that I used. But hey, if you're feeling like, you know, if you're feeling brave, then I say go for it. All right. Oh, let's see. There she is again. A little bit more. Okay. All right. So yeah, you had frozen.
Yeah. Sorry.
I knew. Well, you've been having issues, so we kind of thought that maybe that might happen.
Okay, so you answered Rebecca's question.
I did answer Rebecca's, yes.
Okay. Does the mirror become, and you kind of answered it, it's warm once you've heat set it if you touch it, so just be careful.
Yes. Just be careful. Okay. You know, it's actually more hot on the bottom than on top.
Yeah.
When you're, you know, when you're heating it like that, you don't want to get your fingers on the glass anyways. So, you know, because you don't want to touch it to smear. So right. Just do it.
Just be careful.
Yeah.
Somebody wanted to know, how do you clean it? Like once it's all done.
Okay.
If you have it setting out.
Okay. what I would do to clean it is I would just kind of go over, you know, like you could use a Windex or something like that to clean the mirror part that's not stamped. Let me see.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Okay. Oh, you guys can see it there.
Those colors just pop. It is so pretty.
Oh, yay. Because I was worried it wasn't going to show up. But okay, so you can see that. So what I would do is I would just take, you know, a paper towel with a little bit of Windex and clean around the edges. I would just stay off of the top. I would just stay off of it and just, yeah, don't mess with it. You know, you could maybe with the paper towel on the embossed pieces here, you could probably wipe those without any issue, but I don't know about this. So I wouldn't do it if it were me, okay? So to answer that question, there you go. All right, so obviously Ann's still having problems. So again, I don't know if she's gonna pop in, but before I go, I want to announce the winners from last week. Stamplerations was our sponsor from last week, and they're giving away your choice of whichever stamp set that either Ann or I used. That's going to be one giveaway, and then the second giveaway is going to be a $25 gift card. Okay, so and I don't know who's going to win what, but I do have winners. So the first winner is Amy Dotson Dixon. Okay. Congratulations, Amy. There's Ann. Okay. And then the second winner is Christine Ferguson. Okay. So congratulations, ladies. You guys won the giveaway from last week, Stamplerations. Please send me your email and mailing address. Send it to Ann and I so we can get that out in the mail to you guys. Okay, and let's see, I think, was that it?
The reason why Lisa announced both winners here and we didn't wait for me to announce one is, as you can see, I'm having a few issues with my computer. So I'm not going to do my live today, and I had such a cute project. But I'll do it in a couple weeks. But next week we are doing an interview, and I want you guys to know we love doing the interviews, and our interview is with our creative girlfriend Juliana Hudgens, and she's known as Jules, and she is the maker of the Jewel Loom. So she does all these beautiful beaded bracelets and necklaces, and you are going to love her.
Yeah, she's
so make sure you come back next week.
Yep.
I'll figure out my computer problems. But come back next week at 2:00 Central Time is when we will do her interview. And she is just a precious soul. So you will love her.
Yeah, she is. She is an amazing designer.
Oh my gosh. She worked on, for those of you that might remember, Aleene's Creative Living. So Aleen, the founder of Tacky Glue, Juliana worked for Aleen and Tiffany all those years ago, and that's how she got her start.
Yeah.
So she has so many fantastic things to talk about.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited.
I am too.
Okay, so that is it for us today. Join us next week. Now, you know, because we're doing an interview next week, we're only going to be doing the one, which is going to be at 2 p.m. Central Time, okay? So I'm not doing a live that morning. So if you don't see me, then you know why, okay? But I'll be posting about next week anyways. And then don't forget, for this week, like, comment, and share our video like Ann asked, hashtag Bella Crafts, because you're going to get a fabulous package from Ann. Yay! Yep. So that's exciting. All right, you guys. So I am off. I'm going to. I'm so excited.
She's so excited. It's good. It's nice to see you so happy and healthy.
Yes, yes. Yes. Thank God. Praise God.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, you guys. You have an awesome week. We will see you next week, same time. No, not same time this time. 2 p.m. next week. All right. Until then, take a little time to craft because it's good for your soul. It really is. All right, you guys.
Bye, everyone.
We'll see you next week. Bye.